Hello everyone, my name is Shep and welcome back to the Butcher's Circus. Today we are gonna be watching a best of 3, like a set of matches that I played against the FireChicken9. So he's a Twitch streamer and he was playing the Butcher's Circus using his sort of variant of the Halo comp. And I just went there and I decided to challenge him because, well, you know, why not? And yeah. Let's see how this match goes. So I'm playing this very heavy-duty stress team, which has a lot of potential for protection with the Bulwark of Light. It's basically what it's there to do. And he's playing the Halo comp, like, yeah, there's that sniper shot. I'm gonna just go back a little bit. I transformed and slammed to make sure his Crusader wouldn't get a stun on us. And then I used the Bulwark, and now he just gets a crit with a sniper shot, which I think is like a 26% chance. So, you know, just very unfortunate. And now he has 2 ways of getting a death blow. Even if I guard, he still has caltrops and the stab, so I just decide not to guard, and yeah, he's gonna go for the finish. Gets a crit, and I'm down 1 character before round 1 is even over, and he still has the finale with his Jester firmly in place in position 1. And I have barely done any stress to his team, so overall, like, a really bad start. Let's just put it that way. My opponent here, you'll see that he plays kind of weird with his Obelisk, as in he doesn't shoot marked characters, but he still gets a lot of crits. It's kind of insane. Here I get like one of the strongest Zealous accusations ever. I get 1 crit and a very high damage roll. Like, that was good. That was really good. Now we take a stun. Yeah, now we have a lot of protection on that Crusader. He has 50% protection, partially because of getting that crit as well. I'm also gonna start debuffing him with the Bellow, so hopefully, like, our goal here is to try and slow down the match as much as possible. So 8 is definitely a high roll there considering my protection and the fact that he had 2 Bellow debuffs. Here I'm getting unlucky with the bleeds. I'm not even getting bleeds on the Crusader or the Bounty Hunter. The Bounty Hunter has a 5% chance of resisting my bleed. What can I say? Yeah, he just goes for a sniper shot. He has a chance of marking. Like, he had the Bounty Hunter turn, he had the Obelisk, he could have just marked and then shoot with the Obelisk, but he doesn't really do that very much. He just attacks and gets crits. It's sort of insane. Yeah, that's 3 crits on their characters, none of them with a particularly high crit chance, just 20s to 30s essentially. Fortunately though, we get our first affliction and it's masochistic, which means he's going to be dodging a lot less and has a chance of hitting himself, so that's really good. Not bad at all. Goes for another finish him, this time does 5 damage, and my Crusader is definitely going down when it comes to HP. Even with the masochistic we still miss, but you know, it's normal. It's a Hound's Harry. The accuracy is very low even with the attack whistle. So yeah, the thing is, the more experienced players right now, what you know is gonna happen is, if he doesn't get a kill very soon, he's gonna get to the point where he can't take down the Men-at-Arms and the Houndmaster anymore, because the pressure just becomes too overwhelming. Zarbal's is gonna have to start healing, and yeah, just doing that kind of stuff overall.
The walls close in.
Goes Paranoid, I believe that is minus damage. So yeah, he gets a crit for 5. Because he has 3 Bellow debuffs, but he also doesn't clear them. He's a very straightforward person. He just enjoys going ahead and doing damage. So I have 9 HP now. I believe he has 3 finale buffs. So even with 35% protection, it's probably not enough to survive. So yeah, I am gonna go for that defender there. So that could be met with a stun by his Crusader, but that's a 70% chance. So I think I was willing to take my chances on that. What will he do here? And here he goes for kind of an interesting play. He decides to pull my Houndmaster. Which at first I was like, why would he do that? But there's actually a good reason behind it. He prevents me from using liquid wounds, and he also puts my most important character, which is a Houndmaster, he has the bleed and the stress, puts my most important character in a position where he can be stunned consistently by the Crusader, so definitely kudos to FireChicken for seeing that play. It's definitely going for that stunning blow now, but we still have enough protection that we don't take, we probably survive the finale for now. And we're definitely gonna survive the finale. If we pull off something like that, we do just enough damage to the Crusader to drop him to Death's Door. We get a crit on that Jester, like, wow, the match just turned. Look at that. Look at that. You were afraid of a finale, there's not gonna be a finale. Well, there might be. There might be. I'm not sure if the horror is actually enough to get him right now. Oh, he doesn't accept the bleed. Doesn't accept the bleed. He has to go for a sniper shot and gets a crit for 3. It's the power of the 80% protection and the bellow debuffs. That's kind of how it goes. So being at Death's Door with bellow debuffs and only 3 finale buffs means that against protection he has practically no damage. Now 1 bellow and it should be enough to place his Jester firmly on the ground after that heart attack. And from here on out it's just pretty much a matter of finishing him off. See what the first moves he does here are, but yeah, the match is pretty much over for him. Even if he manages to like do some damage now, even if he gets crits now, it doesn't matter anymore because I always have the Crusader to heal. I can move my Houndmaster back and maybe use lick wounds, something like that. At this point he doesn't really have a chance anymore. So I would say we skip, yeah, 3 damage. Not much of a chance. Let's skip here closer to the end. What I was gonna do there is just keep healing with the Crusader because I'm never hitting corpses. And yeah, his Bounty Hunter, I just stress attack his Arbalest to death. Now his Bounty Hunter is pretty much at Death's Door, and just to make sure my Hound's Harry would be enough to, you know, just to make sure I would do 2 damage and not waste the heart attack, I just move back and do a Hound's Rush. Against a marked character, who would have guessed? Finally that affliction is useful for something where he marks himself. So that's match number 1, so let's move quickly into match number 2. Match number 2 with the FireChicken. This one is a bit longer, but at the end it's actually me just doing some checkups. Not gonna spoil what kind of checkups I was doing. Okay, he swaps out his Battle Ballad for an inspiring tune on his Jester because he's not really in the mood for using Battle Ballad, it would seem. He gets to go first this time, and obviously he's gonna try to prevent me from using Bulwark of Light. He goes for an 80% chance stunning blow. He gets it and gets a crit as well. So he's getting rewarded for essentially risky play. You know, getting, not only hitting, but actually getting a crit on a not a confirmed chance. So there's that. Then he goes ahead and gets another crit on my Abomination, so that's 2 crits. Yeah, it's not looking very good so far, is it? You know, this is what he does. He just goes ahead and just shoots, like who cares about the mark if you can just get a crit, right? Oh, he just goes ahead and he goes insane. So we're gonna try and slow him down with Bellows, I think. He doesn't really have enough damage yet to just finale me, I believe. I want to make sure I get at least 1 transformation off with my Abomination. I mean, that's the plan. If I'm able to get at least 1 transformation off, then I still have a winning chance, but this is just very unfortunate because my A-bomb should not be at 8 HP. Let's be real here. But that's just the way it is. And that's twice that he got that crit on the A-bomb with sniper shot, isn't it? Last match, he went for the exact same thing and it worked. Here he gets a harvest that completely fails. Finally its lack of accuracy is actually doing something. Both of those are like 70% chances. So actually kind of unlucky that that fails, but yeah, it's just the way it is. You win some, you lose some. Goes for another stunning blow. It's a 70% chance, except he gets another crit. So it was a 90% chance of getting that stun once more. And yeah, my Crusader is not feeling so good already with all this damage overflowing onto him. Now he goes for a sniper shot, gets another crit. How many crits do you want? He had 4 moves, 4 crits, 2 crits with the Crusader, 2 crits with the Obelisk. No marks, no bullshit, just pure on crits everywhere. So here, I obviously don't want to let him finale. I still have my defenders in the form of the Men-at-Arms and the Houndmaster. But it's looking rough. It really is looking rough. But once again, we're gonna try and do our best. Here I actually decide to protect Crusader because I really want to keep him alive. He's a very important character. One thing you have to keep in mind though, if you're spending turns with stress teams protecting yourself, it's good, but it's not as good as slowing down the enemy, because essentially the outcome is, you know, imagine you go for a bellow debuff, you reduce their damage, and you get stress on them. If you just add protection to yourself, you just reduce your damage but don't get any stress on them. Essentially what I'm trying to say is, stress is your win condition, and if you spend too many turns guarding, you're not gonna do enough stress. But it's still, like, my frontline characters are just so low on HP already, but we still have a fighting chance, don't worry. Now he clicks his Crusader, goes for his Zealous Accusation. My Men-at-Arms fortunately dodges, and the A-Bomb goes down to 0. I can just de-transform and go for a heal right now, and that's exactly what I do. I'm hoping that the 13 will be enough to maybe survive and finish him from the Bounty Hunter. It's essentially what I'm hoping for, especially considering he has 1 bellow debuff. At least that's what I'm expecting him to do. He goes for yet another Harvest, doesn't do enough damage because of the protection. It's another miss. He literally did not have a chance of getting that bleed there. So there's that. Here I go for another bellow. It looks like the position is actually kind of stabilizing a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. He's actually going to go for probably a finisher now. Oh no, he goes for a counter-ups. Fortunately he does 0 damage and does not get the bleed on my Crusader. That's really good because I have 120% bleed res. Nice, I really enjoy seeing that. Here I see that I can actually get a Bork of Light through right now. Yeah, finally I have the chance of getting a Bork of Light, which is gonna give me much needed protection. Even though you could argue that just going for a Zealous Accusation right there would have been a superior play, but yeah, immediately goes for a sniper shot when you prevent a reasonable amount of damage there with 40% protection. Here we just get unfortunate and get 2 dodges on the Hound's area, which is, it's kind of the problem of having low accuracy and being unable to use command on your Men-at-Arms because you just have more important stuff to do. Here goes for the stunning blow and he gets it, 70% chance. Can't really complain, it happens all the time. So here I'm thinking, well, I could protect my my Crusader with my Master right now, but if I do that, I'm pretty much losing out on both my AoE stress abilities for round 4. So I really don't want to do that, so I just decide to click the Men-at-Arms and pass the stun for now. And if he goes for my Crusader, I'll just try and heal it away with, you know, the Rally to the Flame. Once again, he fails the bleed. Actually gets the bleed on my Men-at-Arms now. That's really big because that's a 12 bleed. Getting that bleed is pretty bad for me, let's be honest. It's just, it's round 4 and he hasn't been able to kill a character. His characters are getting quite low on HP. But it's honestly just not enough because
on the brink, facing the abyss.
It's just quite unfortunate because we're just not doing enough stress right now. Here we go for a guard dog, so as I said, both my backliners were unable to act this round, and they're the ones who are putting out the most stress, other than the transformation from the A-Bomb. Yeah, now he already used his scout drop, so he doesn't have a chance of going for death blow, but next round he has a dead stab. Here he goes, finish him, gets a very high roll, even with the 20% protection.
Festering fear
And I think I
consumes the
just
mind.
decide to slam. Well, in hindsight, I mean, I wanted to stop this Crusader from getting more stuns, but in hindsight, I feel like probably stunning that Jester with Manacles might have been a superior play, even though this lets me get the second transformation Horror, which is usually what you want to get out of the Abomination. You just get both transformations and then you're done, essentially. But right now I give him pretty much a free finale, and after he finales he can still get a stun on me. And that's probably what he's gonna do. Yeah, he's just gonna finale. But you know, is the use of his finale, so that's pretty good for me. But yeah, it really looks like quite a close match right now. Let's put it that way. Still, only one affliction by round 5. That's what I'm saying. We are playing really slow for a stress team. I was supposed to have usually like at least 2 afflictions by round 4. And the Crusader goes powerful.
Anger is
Yeah,
power.
there's that.
Unleash
Crusader
it.
goes powerful and immediately gives him a damage buff for 15% for 4 rounds. So it's pretty much a reverse Velo. Now he gets that stunning blow, which was in fact a 65% hit chance, which is quite low, but he gets it, so what can you do, right? After he gets that stunning blow, now he has both the marking character and the shooting character, so yeah, he just shoots me with the Obelisk, and now he's gonna go for the finisher. There's pretty much nothing I can do because I'm stunned. So 35 dodge was not enough to prevent that stunning blow. I suppose I only have to dodge and you know, the base dodge and the dodge from the guard, so I can't really complain too much. Well, that's 65. Here I go for another Bellow, just trying to reduce his damage as much as possible. Bleeds are kind of slowing down. I really need to get more bleeds on him as well. But right now he has 4 actions, and I only have 1 action left this round, so he's pretty much gonna play however much he wants. He's probably just gonna pull me right now, and that's gonna feel really bad, because I feel like I actually made a huge mistake there, and that I just remembered. I should have guarded my Houndmaster preemptively, because right now I just noticed, wait, shit, this is terrible. I have to move back, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move back. Sorry if the recording is a bit sketchy. I'm gonna have to move back, but right now, because I'm marked, yeah, there's that 44. So even with my 40% protection and his 2 bellow damage debuffs, he got 3 crits in the last few rounds. So he had pretty much double damage versus marked, just from the crit buffs and the powerful buff, so he still gets an insanely high roll. He actually goes for, I don't even know the name of that ability, I think it's the Inspiring Tune. Actually goes for the Inspiring Tune there. Here I go for probably another misplay. I should have just bit the bullet and thought to myself, well, if he goes for a death blow with a sniper shot, it's only a 55% chance. And that's my coin flip to win, but if I decide to just lick wounds, he's just gonna put me to a world of hurt in position 2, so I make 2 bad decisions in a row here, I'm just gonna have to admit it. And right now it's just damned if you guard, damned if you don't, essentially, because if I guard, he's still gonna stun me, and there go both my offensive rounds again. And if I don't guard, he's gonna stun my doggy, and well, I'm screwed anyway, because he's probably gonna get a death blow this round. Like, bless you all, gives him another damage buff, like pretty much nullifying my bellow. And my man-at-arms is getting like to half HP because of that harvest and the caltrop, so good play by him. Using those DOT abilities against very high prot characters. A bit of stress here, but you just have to feel like the combination of him getting those crits and with me not really realizing like that I really had to protect that Houndmaster as much as possible has led to this situation where right now I'm against 4 characters And you can win 1v4 situations, but it's really difficult against the Virtuous Crusader because he has that rally to the flare and he can just heal anytime that he wants. Especially if your AoE ability only causes stress and doesn't cause any direct damage or DOT. So this is pretty much an impossible match to win. You're gonna see now, even with my 50% protection and I think 3 bellow debuffs on the Arbalist, just look at how much damage he's gonna do because of getting those crits and the damage buff from Powerful on Crusader. Check it out. It's a pretty high roll. Yeah, 35. Even with the 50% protection. There's another crit. To be honest, these crits on marked characters are 44% chances, so I'll give him that. And here I just go for probably one final bellow. There is that finish him. My opponent here is like a bit doesn't go for the exact best play because that finish him was a 90% chance. So he kind of gives me a chance of just getting another bellow next round, essentially, and potentially, but it's not gonna matter. He stars at Crusader. Not all of the luck in the world will help me at this point. So yeah, he's just gonna go for that, go for the stunning blow. Still doesn't get it, this man-at-arms just doesn't want to die. I mean, he's probably thinking to himself, if I had 3 other veterans like me here and we were all bellowing to our heart's content with our super high protection, and he's thinking, well damn, that would be an easy match to win, wouldn't it? But that's not the case. Which Circus isn't that straightforward. And now we still have 1 minute left, and in this 1 minute I'm gonna be essentially reviewing my trinkets, because I didn't want my Crusader to get focused as much, because I really felt like that was kind of his strategy. And it really worked if you just focused my Crusader, so I changed around the trinkets. I gave the aggressive Crimson Hook to my Houndmaster, and I gave the defensive Pitfighter's Hound to my Crusader, sacrificing the Eagle Eye Talisman, which is really good for that accuracy and damage, but I decided to go for it, and here we are, match number 3, final match. At this point, the chat is going wild. This is during a live stream. I should have mentioned this earlier, but yeah, this was during a live stream, like with 10 people watching. Chat is going wild, like, this is awesome with TTS and text-to-speech and that sort of stuff. And at this point, FireChicken offers me a sub on his channel for 1 month if I am able to win this best of 3. And I just say, well, let's go, let's do it. And he's like, he's kind of scared because, oh well, he has a reason to fight now, oh no. So yeah, immediately he goes for another 80% stunning blow, gets another crit. I see that sniper shot and I'm like, 3 times, is he gonna get 3 crits with that unmarked sniper shot? And I'm like, okay, finally he doesn't, finally he freaking doesn't. I transform, I slam his Abomination out to position 3. No, his Crusader. I slammed his Crusader out to position 3. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to, thinking about everything at the same time. So right now, you see, like, he's just aggressive playstyle. He just uses the finish him to do damage to my Crusader, because I think that's still his strategy. Try and focus him down, but he probably still hasn't realized that I actually took the Pitfighter's Helm this time, and I have a base 35% protection, so I am much, much tankier. Which is obviously great. He gets another crit with the Dirk Stab this time, doing 8 damage, so even with my protection, I'm already like down to half HP. But that's just the way it is. Now we do much more stress having the Crimson Hook. We do 15 on each character, not to mention that we have a really reasonable chance of getting a crit each time that we go for a Hound's Area. So maybe we'll see that coming into play later. Here he goes for a Holy Lance, rolls for a 13, and like, oh no, finale incoming, and I'm like, I'm not gonna make the same mistake. If you're playing this team, if you keep that Hound's Area rolling, you win every goddamn match. So you keep that Hound's Area rolling, especially if you have the Crimson Hook. You can keep that rolling, you can win every goddamn match, because the Hound's Area is just completely unsustainable pressure. I finally get a chance to use my Bulwark of Light, and I get up to 55% protection, so right now it's just gonna have a really hard time finaling anything, really. let's not forget that his Arbalest can still just get a crit on my Abomination, and, you know, as he usually does. And fortunately for me, he doesn't get a crit. The tendency isn't holding up as much anymore. He only got 2 crits so far. So perfect. Now I de-transform and go for manacles on his chest to prevent him from further buffing up that finale. As well as, you know, de-transforming and getting ready to transform next round again to do more horror. Now we have a chance of going for a Hansari. We missed the Jester, but that's understandable because he has a very high dodge. So this match, how's it looking like so far? Well, it looks like it could go either way. My Houndmaster's at low HP, but he's firmly safe in the Man-at-Arms hands, because the Hello Comp kinda loses reach when the character in position 3 is guarding position 4, and position 4 isn't marked yet. So now he goes for a stunning blow, gets another crit, does 5 damage. Crit only added like 1 or 2 points of damage there, so I'm not complaining too much. Here we fortunately get the debuff on the Jester, which is like a 75% chance, give or take. Maybe even 65. But it's very good once you actually get that debuff on the Jester, because it really hinders his finale damage. Here I'm checking if I'm recording. I think that's the second time I've done that. Actually, am I recording? Yeah, I am. So you see me recording in the match, you see me recording here. Actually, what did he do there? I did not see. Go back a bit. He shot me with sniper shot for like another 15, I think. He has the piercing quarrel, so he doesn't care at all about the 20% protection. Here I'm seeing that what's gonna happen is he's just gonna go for most likely. Yeah, I go for a Hansari here. Sorry that the video is kind of bugging a little bit. Let's go back a bit, maybe that fixes it. What I'm scared of here is him just going for a finish him on my Abomination, then going for a Dirk stab. That would be quite bad for us. Maybe it's just the video that got messed up, and not what I'm actually playing right now, I would say. Well, I have analyzed matches blindfolded, so I could do that again. So he clicks the Jester and he goes for a finale on my A-bomb, and yeah, as I was saying, 20% protection as well as the damage debuffs from the Bellow really hindered that Jester right there, and failing that was just really bad for him. Though he does get the Caltrops bleed on everyone, so it's not the end of the world. He can still, like, he still has a lot of counterplay, even though he failed that finale. Like, failing that finale is really bad for him because he doesn't have a kill and he already used up his finale. So even if my characters are low on HP, you have to believe that right now this is looking quite favorable for me. Quite favorable. Oh, I have to mention there, I went for a slam with my 120% slam chance, and he resisted it with a 5%. So there's that. Here though, he goes for kind of the wrong play, I feel. Zealous Accusation, I see it as kind of a trap because it feels like a good move, but when you're playing this kind of stun Crusader, more often than not, stunning is still the best choice. So I just click my Abomination, I de-transform and I go for a heal. No crits with the Absolution. I'd really like to get a crit, it heals you for 26, that's just awesome. Not today, I suppose. Clicks his Arbalest, that's 1 affliction, 2 afflictions by round 4, so that's pretty good. Fearful, he gets Fearful, so that is in fact minus 25% damage. So that's really good for me that he got that minus damage. We're probably gonna see that come into play very soon. I think he moved back with his affliction, then went for a sniper shot. The video is just a bit bugged, but we'll just have to deal with it from time to time. So here my Houndmaster is still safe, so I just go for Hansari and get the other final 2 afflictions. So right now it's looking really good for us. 4 afflictions, his characters are getting quite close to dropping to Death's Door. So essentially what happened here is, in kind of a fair fight where either player gets too many crits, He really can't miss that finale, or things just get dicey for him, and he has to get a death blow, like, now. Yeah, here his plan was, well, I'm gonna get both characters down to 0 HP. He surprisingly does 13 with the finisher. I was like probably 7 to 13 and he does it. But of course the Crusader has his slightly overpowered field, so he can heal both characters at the same time. Now he has to go for a Dirk Stab with his Afflicted Jester. Oh no, he actually goes for an Inspiring Tune. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, at least his Bounty Hunter is going to be taking a bit less stress from now on. That does give a minus stress taken buff for like 20%. I mean, I barely ever see that ability being played. I really don't recommend it. If you want a good stress clearing ability, either double up on the Crusaders, like Inspiring Cry and clear Horror with it, which is really good, or you just use the Houndmaster's stress healing ability to Cry Havoc. So he goes for a Stunning Blow there, gets a crit for 3 damage. You see, my opponent can use Rallying Flare to clear those Valor debuffs, but he just won't do it for some reason. Maybe he doesn't know. He's not exactly new to the Butcher's Circus, especially because he's playing such a good team, and he plays it quite well. But he never remembers to just use that Rallying Flare.
And now the true test.
So the Bellow caused that Jester to have a heart attack and drop to 0 HP. And I think maybe he passed or something. I can't really tell because the video is straight up not working now. So he went for a sniper shot, I believe, dropping my Crusader down to 0 HP. Oh yeah, he didn't act with the Jester, I'm sorry. I went for a sniper shot, causing immediate pressure on my Crusader because, you know, as long as he wasn't in 0 HP, I would be pretty much fine with it. So yeah, I decided to like just disregard the guard I had on my Houndmaster and just go full on aggression, because right now the stress is getting completely unsustainable for him. His Jester is gonna die from the Horror because of the finale thing. His Crusader is gonna die once he acts because of that Horror. He might even die because of the Jester death, and with that stress sometimes. It's kind of a chance of adding stress to your other characters once a character dies. I'm not sure what the chance is, but I have a feeling it's a 50-50 or something. Yeah, so the Jester acts, gets a heart attack, drops to 0 HP, and then it's still my turn to act. So before you can heal his Crusader, I just go for the Bellow. I do a chain of heart attacks. Jesus, they are falling like dominoes right now. This Bounty Hunter is a bit lower on stress, purely because of the Inspiring Tune. Inspiring Tune actually made him a bit more resilient to stress, and he goes for a finish him for 2 damage. So what do you take out of this match? Well, do your math when you go for a finale, because if you fail it, things don't turn out too good for you. Yeah, that was the end of the best of 3. I got a nice subscription for 1 month from this Twitch streamer that I actually didn't know before, and yeah, that's the match, the best of 3 essentially. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.